Wait. We spent $800 million to a foreign Taiwanese company. We can't get life rings on North Pier?
For free?
Welcome back. This is Mr. George Myers, in case you don't remember.
Good morning.
Mr. Jim Spodek. And the eminently forgettable Dr. Ken Jorgen, myself, your host. The lakefront is actually the topic of discussion this morning. And it goes back to the fact that there are people who die in the Great Lakes. There was like 117 of them this last year.
Yeah, in Lake Michigan. Or
No, it was like 42 in Lake Michigan, 117 in the Great Lakes altogether. But there have been some deaths. We had a death here in Racine, and we had one in Kenosha at approximately the same time. Wasn't it? They were very close together.
Right.
We had a gentleman who was fishing down on North Pier and disappeared. They found his fishing equipment, and he was nowhere to be found. And like 30 days later, he washes up on the beach over in Michigan. And a relatively similar thing happened to a citizen of Kenosha. Now, the difference is how the communities responded. Of course, there's been people drowning in the Great Lakes since there were people.
Yeah.
But there are things that can be done to address the issue in a public manner. And one of the things that can be done is you can very simply put what's called a life ring out on the pier. You've all seen those. It's a round thing. Well, it's like a lifesaver. In fact, Lifesaver Candies was modeled after this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He falls in the water, and you throw this ring out there, and you hope to get past him, and then you pull it towards him, and they grab it, and you drag him back in. It works great.
It's easy to grab hold of, better than a stick or something like that.
Yeah. If there's somebody that happens to be around when somebody else falls in, it's a beautiful little device. Back in February of 2018. The city, or the Racine County, received a report that was prepared, 173 pages, that outlined what was going on down on the lakefront. The harbor. The harbor, yeah.
Harbor
North
report.
Pier, the South Pier, so on and so forth. The conditions of the two piers, and what kind of sediment was accumulating, so on and so forth. And one of the things they included in there, I believe, was safety. Public safety.
Right.
Yeah.
Particularly North Pier, the breakwater in North Pier. I guess the report was basically the piers and the structures are in pretty good shape. I mean, there are some issues that need to be addressed, but anything critical. But they did come up with public use of North Breakwater, which is considered, you've seen as a lot of people refer to it as North Pier. We recommend signage. There's no signage down there, and they recommend the fact that the signage should is not designed for public access, use at your own risk, and the signage should also prohibit diving from the breakwater and swimming. So what they're looking for is, to have some safety concerns on that North Pier, particularly because
it's dangerous to do. It's dangerous to be jumping off of that breakwater or falling off of it. I mean, some people do it just for the thrill of it.
Yeah, I was going to say life is dangerous.
Yeah.
I like the bumper sticker. Caution. Living can be hazardous to your health.
Right. Right.
All right.
But I mean, the fact is, there is some issues there.
Condition.
Well, it is. It's not an easy thing to. Well, it's a pretty easy thing to stay alive. But if that's all you think about, you're not going to have any fun.
Yeah, that's true. Are you really living?
Yeah.
But they did make some recommendations. They recommended the signage, and
I just don't like the idea of making it illegal. Just
I'm not sure they
put
want
a warning
illegal
sign up there.
I think that's what they want.
You
warning
shouldn't
signs.
be fining people for
No, and I don't
jumping
think
off the pier.
No, I don't think that's the point. I think the point is that they want to get out from underneath any possible liability by saying, listen, this wasn't designed for you to walk on.
Yeah.
So if you walk out there, you're on your own.
Right.
We're not going to be liable for you.
You see the signs every once in a while, no lifeguards, swim at your own risk.
Right, and I mean, and that's part of it.
Great.
But no, we had a death this last October.
Yeah, a gentleman apparently fell in while fishing.
Right.
And 30 days later, he washes up on the shores over in the state of Michigan.
Police are trying to identify a body that was found along Lake Michigan near South Haven. 24-hour News 8's Brady Gillum joins us live from our Kalamazoo studio now with what we know about this. Brady?
Well, Sue, investigators hope to learn more once an autopsy is finished. Right now, all police know is the body found along the Lake Michigan shoreline is that of a white male. The discovery was made around 8 this morning in Allegan County, north of South Haven. The medical examiner's office is working with Michigan State Police investigators to help make an identification. State police tell us it appears as though the body had been in the water for a while, but they aren't exactly sure how long. Now, the circumstances surrounding the death are still under investigation. If you know anything that may help investigators, you're encouraged solve the mystery. You're encouraged to contact Silent Observer or Michigan State Police. Reporting live at the Kalamazoo studio, Brady Gillum, 24-hour News 8.
But of the 5 most dangerous professions, they're always in the top 5.
Yeah.
You know, one of them is fishermen,
Yeah.
farmers, loggers,
Mm-hmm. Roofers.
and airplane pilots. Yeah. Those are your 5. They kind of switch places up there. Fishing's dangerous.
Yeah.
The point is that fishing is dangerous, and somebody died fishing.
Correct.
That's all I'm saying.
Right. So anyway, that report was given to the board of the Harbor Commission, and that was reported to them in February of 2018. They then basically brought up some of the facts that there was some sediment and there was a few repairs that needed to be done. Nothing critical on the pier.
Yeah.
Again, at that time, now prior to that, Salmon Unlimited offered to put up rings, life rings. To put up
life rings along. I've seen that before.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen them on railings that go down a pier.
Right.
Well, you always see them
pier.
on boats too. I mean, you still see them on boats.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, on boats.
So big around, and they got a rope on them.
But even on the shore, you expect them on a boat. But along the shore, you don't expect them too much. But now we're finding, well, there's a good reason.
Fairly common.
Those people
Fairly
put,
common.
So anyway, Salmon Unlimited said, "Listen, we're going to donate these to the county." And
no taxpayers' money involved,
right.
folks. Please
we're going
notice.
to put them up. So now,
well, it's a nice gesture.
It was.
You know, I mean, the sports clubs in this town are very, very proactive.
Absolutely,
and they really take
particularly
part in the community.
Salmon Unlimited. You know, Salmonorama, and there's a big history with them, and they've been a great organization for the community. And you know, they're willing to step forward and say, "Listen, we can put some life rings out there." I mean, for instance, in Kenosha, a 14-year-old jumped into the lake. You know, doing a 14-year-olds will do, kind of a dumb move. The shoreline watched him drown. And if they had a ring or something there, they could have tossed it in. So it's a serious situation, and it was pretty devastating in Kenosha. Now, come to Racine, we had a 59-year-old fisherman, apparently lost footing, whatever, fell into the lake. He ended up in Michigan.
Days later, by the way.
Months
Well,
later.
in all
Took a while
honesty,
to
a
get
ring
over there.
probably wouldn't have done
No.
any good for him because nobody knew he'd fallen in.
Right,
you know,
but the fact is, if you don't have them, you're not going to have
Yeah.
that opportunity.
And it does happen where people fall in and other people are there
Right.
to see it.
I'd
what
like to see that statistic, too,
Yeah.
because that would be a really interesting.
But the fact is, it's free. They're going to give it to the county. The county has balked over a year on allowing these to come in. They're saying that you know, they're not. They've been able to. Actually, a couple of the meetings.
Salmonorama can't put the rings up.
Well, here's in that committee.
What
it
is
talks about. They have received the life rings, and they are awaiting the Racine County's corporate council to sign off on the use for them. So basically, they're asking the county, "We'd like to put these rings up, particularly on North Pier," and we're waiting for them to approve it.
And it's been almost a year.
Well, wait.
Since we-
You know, let's give the county some respect here. Do you realize how out of the ordinary this is? And all those people that are used to this rut they're sitting in on that county board suddenly have to think outside that
Right.
rut. That
Yeah.
could be difficult, guys. Give them a break.
I'm sure. Well, here
It might
it is.
take a couple years to figure
You've
it
got
out.
the
what to do.
Harbor Commission, George, and you've got Alderman Tracy Laren is on it. You got a number of other. Now it's kind of a mix between the county puts on a certain amount of board members, the city mayor selects a certain amount.
By the way,
of board members.
Tracy is my alderman, and
And she's
Tracy,
also
I
in the
hereby
fourth
give you
district.
permission to okay this. Okay.
Yeah, right. But here's the thing: nothing's being done. They talk about revenues and how much money that the Harbor Commission has got for fees and different things.
what the heck has that
now
got
listen,
to
what-
do with putting rings up?
Well, here's the thing. Which really kind of got me was on November 18th, or on November the 15th, they had a meeting, And apparently, the only one that would bring anything up was Salmon Unlimited asking about these rings.
What do you mean only bring anything in?
Because it was already the drowning had already happened, or the missing person. on
Okay,
North Pier.
with regard, they were
Right.
discussing this person.
Right.
Okay.
That's at the, what is the name of the harbor thing? The Harbor Commission?
Board of Harbor Commission.
Board of Harbor Commission. Was
So-
at their meeting.
Here's the thing: the county's aware of it. They're aware of it. They were in the report, put some signage up, and you could put handrails. They made a number of recommendations. Not that all of them have to be followed, but I think signage was a good idea. Salmon Unlimited comes along and says, "We'll donate life
donate
rings."
the rings.
Are they donating the signage too, or
I
is
don't
it-
think so. Just
No?
life rings. But for crying out loud, they put a sign up for a damn near anything in the city of Racine.
Here, I
on
like
the beach.
this sign here.
Yeah, and they even have a
That
recommendation.
Structure is not designed for public access. This is on a
You get
dock,
that
I guess.
laminated.
Proceed at your own risk.
Right. Well,
Well, you
here's
know
the
what?
problem.
That's good.
They're concerned that if they put it up, they get some kind of a liability, and there also
Oh,
are
for God's
the
sake.
Army Corps of Engineers also has something to say about the lake and the state of Wisconsin. So
How long did it take Kenosha to make the decision? 4 months?
Well, pretty much. Now Kenosha,
And they argued about it.
And this
They-
is an
they were-
actual sign. You're telling me whatever
Yeah.
community put that sign up is now at legal risk?
That's out in the world, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow,
Right.
man.
So,
on the
but
road.
here's what happened. Kenosha had similar incidents with drowning. They realized we got a problem here. The difference between Racine and Kenosha's already has it done. And this was in June. They started to really discuss the issue of life rings on their piers.
I'd like to, you know what, Jim? I'd like to. I haven't got time to actually do this, but it'd be fun to watch that discussion because you know what you're going to find on there? You're going to find individuals willing to take some responsibility and get this decision made. That's what it
Exactly.
is. It's
That's
not
exactly what it
Kenosha.
is.
Yeah.
You know, it's not even the Common Council. It's people saying, "Let's do
Matter
this."
of fact, one of the quoting
they're
in one
putting
of the
their
articles
opinions
said,
out.
Yeah, that's right.
enough is enough. We need to get this done. And if we have to drive to Chicago to the Army Corps of Engineers, that's what we're going to do, one of the aldermen said. That's leadership, George.
All right, now look, we discussed in the last episode whether or not the city council was of any relevance at all, right? And I think we could include the county board in that suspicion of irrelevance.
Well, if
These
they-
guys have not taken it upon themselves to say yes to having somebody come in and put rings up for free. So, do we have a unanimous decision here? We're going to offer our unanimous opinion, our unanimous permission to Salmon Unlimited to go and install those rings. Does that sound good with you?
You're asking me to
Yeah,
give
we're
them
going
permission?
to authorize it. Yeah.
You want me to do it?
Yeah, right
I'll
here.
do it.
Okay.
All right, you
We'll
got permission.
authorize. You have
Okay.
authorization from us.
So we recommend.
Because listen, it's hard to get authorization. There's
We
no
are
leadership.
authorizing it.
We
There's no
recommend
leadership.
that you set a date to do this, contact the Corps of Engineers, and maybe have them down there to supervise and lend their expertise. And, let us know when you're going to do it. We'll be down there with you. And
Yeah, if
We'll see
the
what
Corps of
happens.
Engineers has a question, just send them over to us, or send them. I like
love
this. I don't
being
like this
involved in
group
community projects like
responsibility.
this.
Send them over to me.
Hey, we can handle it. We
Yeah.
handle it
I'll
here.
talk to them.
And here's the thing: if you dig deep enough into this, this is not just Racine, Wisconsin, or Kenosha. There's a lot. Port Washington. There's a lot of areas that have had this done, and there's a group called Great Lakes Surf
yeah.
Rescue Project. And they come in with statistics, and it's a great website. And they also come on and say it's not a big deal to get permission from a real estate agreement with the Army Corps of Engineers and the state
Yeah.
of Wisconsin. It can be done.
it's not like this is the
Can
first
you
town
imagine?
that's
Can
ever
you imagine?
confronted
You
this.
send it to now. This is a guy that's in the army. He's a sergeant or something like that. And you say, "I want permission to do this." What's he going to do to a civilian? I've been in the army. Civilians are like God. I call it when I got out of the army. I called every civilian sir.
He would quit that apparently.
Yeah, it was officers,
Jim, I
non-coms.
think you should readapt that position.
Yeah, it took me a long time to get over there. Everybody was sir.
The fact is that you have a city that was able to initiate it relatively quick,
Yeah.
and you have another city who has got
Chosen to sit on its thumbs once again.
yeah. It's just again, and I always go back to how are winners made? They're made by reacting to situations. Not everything's right, not everything's done correctly, but you react to them, you move forward, and you
And
execute.
there's an old saying that might apply here to it. It goes like, "It's easier to get forgiveness than it is to get permission."
Yeah.
and if you're going to get permission from something like the United States Army Corps, that could take a long time because they're up shoveling responsibility around like they are at the city council. Nobody wants to do it.
Well, apparently the Corps is not the Corps is not the impediment.
Yeah. Well, but it gets it done.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing: who's pushing this thing? Nobody. Apparently not.
You got to push it.
And again, the fact is,
well, we are now.
Yeah, we're going to push these life rings because they need to get out there, and they should be there, and they're free. Wait, we spent $800 million to a foreign Taiwanese company. We can't get life rings on North Pier
for free.
Yeah.
I mean, is there something wrong with the Racine County board on that?
And I think it would look neat out there too. It would look much more cultured. Like there's somebody really living here along that. You're calling a pier. I think of a pier as a place you dock boats. But at any rate.
Picky.
Yeah, all right. But
you also got kids. Kids are going to go out there.
I climb along those rocks there. I don't think of that as a pier.
It's good exercise.
It's a shoreline. Yeah, right. But they have some of those rings out there. It kind of makes me want to jump in the water.
Anyway, you guys in Salmon Unlimited, you now have our permission and our recommendation that you get out. You set a date. Get in touch with us. Get in touch with the Corps of Engineers. We'll all go down and we'll just do it. And
we get some people to come out with some hammer drills.
Yeah,
we'll get them set up for you. Yeah.
And then we'll see if we get arrested.
Yeah.
We don't want to be arrested. Let me clarify. We do not want to be arrested. We just want to get these rings up.
Right.
Yeah, we're not obstructing traffic or anything.
No.
We're going to be out on that pier.
But I'm just saying, it depends on where you're. This is part of a community, and this is the kind of things that communities do. And I just want to say, thank you to Salmon Unlimited.
Absolutely.
Hey, darn right, man. Yeah. Anyway, we got another thing to discuss here. So all you loyal viewers will remember last week we spoke about the cancellation of 2 council meetings during the course of the coming year. And we even showed clips, I believe, of the council discussing it. They thought they were meeting too much. It's using up too much time. They're talking too much. And way too many meetings.
Wasting time talking to each other.
Too much time in these chambers. I think that we can get to our business, handle it, and move on. We have constituents we need to be dealing with out there in the community. We have our families we need to be dealing with. We have the youth. We have the seniors. There's a lot of other things we can do rather than sitting in here talking to each other back and forth. But that's your right. But I'm just telling you, I think we spend a lot of time in too much meetings, talking too much.
And in fact, last year, I guess they canceled a couple of meetings, or at least determined that nothing got done, and they should have canceled them. So they decided that the first meeting in January.
Right. It's the second meeting first meeting in July. It was around July 4th. That's the one they're going to.
Yeah, and they were going to cancel those 2 meetings because they felt like it was just too much going on with holidays and so on and so forth.
They weren't
getting anything done anyway.
Yeah.
Well, so that would mean that there would be no meeting this week, except they have preempted the cancellation of the meeting before actually implementing the dismissal.
There goes family time.
Does that make sense to you?
Mm-hmm. It never made sense.
In other words, they're going to have the meeting anyway.
Right.
So why do they want to have the meeting? What is so important? Well, if you look on the agenda here, you'll find that we go back to Machinery Row now. That's the dead horse that you just can't stop beating, The people who are in charge of the demolition have found 3 buried tanks. 2 of them are less than 5,000 gallons each. One is 2,000 and one is 100 gallons. And another one is 7,500 gallons, greater than 5,000. And there's like a market price on the removal and disposal of those things. $26,000 for the 2,000 gallon tank, $26,000 for the 100 gallon tank. What the heck? I mean, that's...
What's the total?
$42,050
$500
for the 7,500 gallon tank. $94,500 in total.
So they have to adjust their bid. Change order.
Change order. Yeah, we found some stuff. Now, in addition to that, they found something else down there. Surprise, surprise. 1,500 feet, 1,500 square feet of transite panels. Now, if you've ever been down there, you see the gray panels on the side of the building. It's got kind of the vertical lines in it. That's transite. It's kind of like, sort of like asbestos, but it's there in big panels, and it needs to be disposed of properly. Now, somehow or another, there were 1,560 square feet hiding somewhere down there that they discovered. And the price of removing that stuff is $9.85 a square foot. That's real close to $10 a square foot.
Yeah.
That comes out to $15,000. $15,366.
Right. The fact is, they're meeting again, and this is the kind of stuff
Yeah.
that comes up.
So they're
You know,
going to discuss
now Machinery
these two
Row.
things.
We can get into Machinery Row on the demolition, and we will in the future.
Oh, we will.
Yeah, we were going to definitely get into on that. But the fact that again they cancel a meeting, they got to have it because somebody
meeting
needs to
anyway.
have this approved so they can move forward on it. And of course, they want to
Well,
get rid of
and that's the
Machinery Row.
problem. You know,
Yeah.
there's a lot of things going on in the city. They have a huge bureaucracy, millions of dollars being spent. It's not like it suddenly nothing happens for a month.
Right.
Well, and we're kind of tipping the public off here, that there is going to be a meeting. Everybody pretty
There's always
much,
lots of things.
everybody who's like interested in attending these meetings would typically know that the meeting for this week has already been canceled.
And by the way,
but would they know that it's back on now, and would they know that the council is discussing the expenditure of over $100,000? Probably not. So
No,
we're telling
that's
you,
right.
if you
Yeah.
want to go down and
Yeah.
listen to that, head on down there Thursday, January 10th, 6 p.m., and listen to the council discuss this. I think that kind of wraps it up for today. You had an item about that-
just
that
a
you
little
wanted to-
item, not just a small item. People in Racine, when they got their tax bill, got this little green thing. It's an interesting little picture of how the money got to each for each dollar that we pay in taxes, where it went. So much to Gateway, so much to the city of Racine, so much to Racine County, so much to Racine School. It's nice, it's picturesque, it lays it out very clearly. That was all in your tax bill anyway. My concern was that this was discussed in the paper as transparency
Yeah.
in government. And like I say, it's already in your...
And by golly, George, I can see right through it.
Well, the thing is, I just want anybody that's looking at that or reading it, we have in mind a little bit more than that when it comes to transparency. Like
Yeah.
how much is the city spending on
open records
outside
fees.
attorney's fees to
Yeah.
go after Sandy Widener. That's some real transparency.
Well, how much was really-
And what's going on behind the scene? In the discussion of the marijuana and that type of stuff. This is nice, but this is a long way from transparency. That's all. So, end of discussion on that. But you'll see it in your bill, and it's a little interesting tidbit.
Well, we've done it again, gentlemen. We've killed a half hour of these wonderful people's lives.
Hopefully, we brought a little life into it as well.
A little levity, a little information, and something to think about the rest of the week. Get down to the city council meeting if you're moved in that direction, and have yourself a wonderful day and a great week. And we look forward to being with you again next Monday. Adios.